Let me see. Hey, gentlemen. Make sure my sound is on. All right. Hey, gentlemen, gentlemen. This is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Let me get this a little closer so I can be heard a little better. All right. All right. If you find any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others out by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. Because when you do that, you organically help build and grow with me so we can make it better tomorrow, today. Can I hear myself? I don't know if I can hear myself or not, but so what I'm gonna do when I first start off the show, I'm gonna put a link into the comment section. hmm for those who want to give me your 2 cents to get a metaphorical nickel back. All right. All right, got in the comment section. All right, check it out tonight. This is here's update of what's happening. I don't generally have my let me see. Mm. And what we're gonna talk about is I'm talking about confidence tonight. I was going over some things earlier. Let me cut this down because it's getting on my nerve. Uh, it cut real low. I was going over some things earlier, and now this is the heroes update is what's happening. And that's why I generally do on Wednesday night. And what's happening is confidence. Confidence is happening. Um, and you may ask, Dr. D, what do you mean by confidence? I mean, I'm talking about confidence tonight. Um, in society, you have a high level of confidence based on uh, inaccurate information. You have high level confidence based on accurate information. You have high level confidence based on how one is brought up, whether it's wrong or whether it's right. And just because the individual is walking in confidence doesn't mean they're right. And I have observed this in my life, not necessarily your life. I realized that you may say, Dr. D, when you're talking online and you're talking, you seem like you're bold and you're forward. And I believe I am to a certain extent, but I think a lot of times when you really dig deep and you listen and you're reflective towards your actions and your lack thereof, you will realize that it's something that people may people may actually think that you walk in this, but if you dig deep down, you realize that some things are missing in the persona that you hope to portray. Now, the persona. Now, first off, let's read what the definition of confidence is. Um, or better yet, Google. Google, give me the definition of confidence.
Here's the definition of confidence: the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, firm trust.
All right, that's a good point to start. Now, often you think it says the firm trust in someone you can depend on, and generally when you say that you're confident in an individual. Generally, it is portrayed as being confident of those around you. But I'm willing to make this statement. Confidence doesn't start with the individuals that are closer to you. It starts with the person in the mirror. Now, when you lack confidence with the person in the mirror, what happens is not much. Consistently happens. And as I was doing the reflection, devotion, I was thinking this morning, trying to detangle some thoughts and some objectives and some goals that I'm trying to accomplish. I realized that I had a confidence issue. Now you said, Dr. D, so how could you have confidence issue? Well, to be transparent, I didn't think I had confidence issue. However, I believe that Confidence doesn't just happen. Um, it's instilled, and you actually are. Um, Someone can bestow their confidence on you, and you grow up to believe and be made. You grow up being very confident. I didn't grow up being very confident. I grew up uh, second guessing a lot of things I thought about. I thought about becoming. I thought about doing. Why? I think because most of all, I was looking for approval. You look for approval from the loved ones. I mean, not people around the house, but more so from parents to aunts and uncles, from parents. My father, for the most part, and not to say that my father didn't love me any less than he loved any other siblings. But I think that in my life, I have felt that I second guessed myself because I didn't feel like I got approval or affirmation, so to speak. Now, hear me when I say this: parents are learning how to parent, even if they're not to the seventh, eighth child, second, because everybody's different. I'm not the same as my twin. I'm not the same as my older brother, my younger brother. Well, I am the youngest brother, but I'm not the same. My persona, my temperament is not the same. So therefore, you have to work with that child according to how they are and the temperament and how they receive messages. Now, generations before us, a lot of fathers, parents didn't spend that type of time obtaining knowledge and understanding the child and how the child, uh, what what can actually encourage the child to go further. Is do what I say, get good grades, and that's it. Because that's all they knew. You know, the Bible says, "Get all you get and get understanding," but uh, sometimes you don't know how to get that understanding, especially if you didn't get that type of tutelage when you grew up. You talk about 30s, 40s. Uh, so therefore, the parents do the best they can with what they have. Now you get 50 years old, you gotta stop blaming your parents. I mean, point blank. You 30, 45 years old. Well, my mama, my daddy, such and such. Okay, but when will you take initiative over your life? When would you eat the meat and spit out the bones? When will you take your life by the steering wheel and drive it? Or you still blaming your parents for your misdeeds that you did in your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s? Why? You only have one life to live, and only you can live it. As I have one life to live, and the only I can live it. And I just came to revelation, which I thought it wasn't as overt as I thought it was, the confidence factor. I think the reason for some procrastination is due to me, if it's not perfect or it's not exactly the way I think it should be in my mind's eye, then maybe I need to delay it because if I proceed with it, then there may be disappointment at the end. And, and I'm not disappointed from my father, just disappointment from in general. And I think a lot of stuff comes from your parents and dwindles down to other facets of society. And of course, I have my PhD and I progressed and I moved forward. But have I really? Do I even own the? Do I really take ownership of the PhD? Yes, I worked hard. I do believe that race is not given to the swift, but to the strong, but to the one. Race is not given to the swift, but to the strong, but to the one who perseveres to the end. And just because you're gifted does not mean you're guaranteed. So, with that being said, um, yeah, confidence. My confidence is in Christ, and Christ is in me. But I need to try to evaluate what's going on and how I can proceed and project my confidence. Because some people say that I am. Some people say what I say is valid, and sometimes a lot of times I say, "Oh, that's good," because I know I'm just a vessel being used. but I don't take a lot of stuff too serious to that. But I don't know if that's confidence, not confidence. So with that being said, I put the link in the comment section. So thanks, Tito. I appreciate it. Link in the comment section for those want to put your 2 cents in. Have to put your 2 cents and get a metaphorical nickel back. That confidence. Now, some people want to get deep, but I think that if you don't have confidence in you and what you're doing, then there will be a little pause in moving quicker and faster and being dedicated to that. So my challenge for myself, my target is to be more confident in what I'm doing and being more confident in my knowledge set and to dig deeper so I can be better for others. But most importantly, be better for myself. Yeah, because I think I will move quick. Things will go more smoother when, when I'm confident. All right, so all right, so when Renee come on with it. Hey, Renee, if you come on, please do not have your fan on. I can't stand that. All right. Okay. Wish I had some better sound effects, but I don't. Da, 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 da. All right. Sir,
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you? Long
I'm
time,
doing.
long time no see.
Yeah, I've been on here and there, but mostly staying behind the scenes. And I was like, I had my alert set, and I was like, you kind of been later. I thought you weren't coming on tonight, and then I was happened to be on YouTube, and the notification popped up. I said, oh, let me go over because 9 o'clock
Yeah,
is usually the time.
you're not. You're 9:30. Yeah, but yeah, it's like 9:45. Yeah, more so.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like I was delayed, but not denied. Oh, I'm
Okay,
fuzzy. I'm fuzzy. What's up with this? Let me see.
you look clear on my screen.
Oh, it's fuzzy for just a
Oh,
second.
okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't have all my cameras up that I normally
Let's see.
have. My room has been. I had an incident happen at my house with my AC air handler in the ceiling. It got the pan. The line got clogged.
Okay.
The sensor on the pan didn't kick it off, so I had water. I got water damage in my ceiling, so part of my ceiling came down. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. This room is basically almost empty now. Plastered on the floor. I'm waiting on repairs to be done. Last hold on, the week before last, I had dehumidifiers and air handlers moving stuff in this room to keep mold from growing. So
Oh
this it
wow.
look like right now it kind of look like a like Dexter, like the old show Dexter. You get plastic all on the floor, on the ceilings, on parts. Like I'm about to commit a murder in here. But I had to like temporarily set up me a desk and stuff up in here because I still need to do things. This is where I study at and do other
Right.
things. So I'm like, it's crazy, but it's been rough. But other than that, it's good, man. I've been following. I've been following and be trying to jump on, and if I can't get on, on the on with you to talk live, I usually sit back and I'm listening. If I can respond, I respond. But sometimes, them chats, them private chats, you're a little behind on the
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about? Yeah, I am. It's like when I'm
Yeah,
talking, and I see it. It's too late.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's too late. Oh, I asked Renee, could he give me a picture instead, and it give me a picture. Sometimes his sound comes out. I can't stand it.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't
Sounds
play
like
back.
Charlie Brown and the teacher. The teacher talking to Charlie
Yeah,
Brown. Womp womp
it
womp womp womp.
yeah, it does. Oh man, I never thought it'd come a day where my lighting is better than yours.
Listen, my room is out of order. I don't have none of my lights, no nothing. Usually I have different cameras, lights. I can change my lighting. So like it's really
Ah,
nothing. If I pan around this room, you'll be like, "What? You look like you're in a war zone or a construction zone." Like,
no, no, but usually I got the camera, but usually my well no last month or so my light I got the camera and I adjusted my lights instead of cutting my lights off. For
uh
some
huh.
odd reason, with my box lights and my other lights, I keep the lights on. It's better. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear.
Right. And
Yeah,
I
you go
I
ahead.
thought you're supposed to cut the lights off.
It kind of depends what your cameras is set at because you can white balance your cameras and do different things to go along with the lighting. It's kind of like stage lighting. Some of like if you had on white, maybe the lighting will be all that light will be can be too bright and it cause you to kind of like glow your clothes to glow and don't give you that true effect of what you have on or the look.
Uh,
Okay, I go Charlie Brown.
Renee.
Trying to, I put a different avatar up. It didn't.
Yeah, but the sound. It's
Do
the
you see it?
sound. Now it's like a dot. Like you like that
Yeah,
dot on the Spider-Man movie.
yeah, I know. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again.
But you in your sound. You
Uh,
heard it, did you?
yeah, I heard it. I wonder is he playing it also on the background?
I don't know. I actually put
You know how
another.
you a call a radio station, but you got the radio station playing in the
Yeah.
background, and you're talking, and you get that.
But
I don't know.
a lot of times they keep the fan on.
Oh, okay,
They keep the fan
okay.
on. I had to tell them about the fan, and a lot of times they keep the fan on, and yeah. So
Yeah,
okay, he back. Let me see. Let me see what he got. All right, let me see.
I wish
All
I
right.
had
Oh,
access to my cameras and lighting.
maybe it's you. Maybe you too close to the mic. Maybe that's it. Okay,
Who
say
I'm?
something. What's that?
I didn't say anything.
Perfect. I don't hear no back noise.
I turned the fan and the air conditioner on.
Okay, it's perfect. Perfect. All right, people. So, what do you think about confidence? I told you like when I had discussion earlier amongst myself, I was talking about confidence. I was thinking that in devotion, I'm trying to do a reflection, a detox my mind, and when I came to, it wasn't the most overt thing,
Mm-hmm.
and but it was a thing of reflection because I started with what's a thought that I'm trying to deal with, or thought, or I guess a series of thoughts connected with an action. And
Mm-hmm.
what I see for me is confidence, which leads to a behavior and a physical response, and how I feel based on with a physical response. And so as I started thinking about it, then I went to what's my perspective, and then I went to a origin of the lack of confidence. And when I really thought about it, did I thought about maybe my lack of initiative or proactive on certain things is due to me not wanting to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I'm second guessing my endeavors instead of uh, focusing in on it, and then to kind of work it out as I go through. Because it's almost as if it's like if I can't get it all together, then I won't even start. So one week turns another week turns another week.
That sounds like procrastination.
Right, but I believe procrastination is a byproduct of lack of confidence. Because if I was confident about it, I'd go ahead and do it.
Hmm.
I mean,
So what if you lazy?
well, I'm not lazy.
No, no, no. I'm not saying you in general. A lazy person can wait till the last minute to do something.
Yeah, right. But yeah, but it's not even thinking about last minute. The last
Uh,
minute is the day before I die, right?
well, that's none of us know when that minute is.
Exactly. So the assumption is that I have tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, sometimes I in college I say I do my best work under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
No, I procrastinate, and then I'm hyped that I got to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's stressful. That's stressful. But it seems like a big rush when you get it done. It's like you getting doing something, almost getting caught, and they have a whole bunch of war stories about it. Woo!
It's
Adrenaline
the
rushing,
thrill. It's the thrill of the moment.
the thrill of the moment. Oh man, I really knocked that thing out. Yeah, woo! Barely got it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not that feeling because it's almost like I kind of do that with my tax side, but that's not a. I have a, and I used to do some paperwork in one job I had, but it wasn't like a rush, but it knew I can do it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole bunch of work in the community,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't sit down every day and do the paperwork. I knew it had to be turned in by a certain time, so I locked myself up in the office. I have two computers in front of me, and I spend a day, and I do a whole month of paperwork. And
Is it that you didn't like doing paperwork?
oh,
Isn't
not at
that
all, not at
okay?
all.
So that's procrastination, not lack of
No,
confidence.
in that situation,
Okay.
that's procrastination because I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to do it, but I know how to do it. So if you
Mm-hmm.
know how to do something, you don't want to do it. I can push it to the last minute because I know I can get it done.
Right.
And I have um, good outcome.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like you have a system, if it works, it works. It's just it works. So the weekend before I got turned it in, I just go in there, look at the movie, just put then do the stuff. I have two laptops up there because work is very tedious, but it can be done easily. Uh, that's having it. That's a system versus having a goal but not um, doing steps. Having a goal and having no success at that goal and doing steps to get there, but not consistent on those steps. Probably because the previous time you did it, it was no success, and you probably work. I think, and you probably work consistent. I think this goal I'm trying to get. I was consistent on the last time I did it. I was diligent every day, and still my results were wrong. My results wasn't positive. So a lot of times you can be diligently wrong.
It almost sounded like you wasn't really into it, but you was going through the motions.
Oh no, I was into it. 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, based on what I thought was the proper way to review. I like reviewing for an exam, and so I
Mm-hmm.
isolate myself. I go to stuff, do review tests, go to audio. I mean, going over stuff, and I was going over everything, like get 100 on the exams, just going over it every day. And but obviously that wasn't the appropriate way to study and to
Mm-hmm.
get it. That wasn't the appropriate way to study. And because the goal was to get the end result, the pass the test. I knew
Right.
information
Right.
test. Yeah, I'm trying to pass the test. So I'm just you go over it, you keep going over it.
Mm-hmm.
Repetition builds confidence. Except when you get to the test and you're like, man, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
And what's this? And not even with the test. You know, it's certain things that we're older and you have other things to do. You have family. So sometimes you like that's more important.
Yeah, you
And
try to fit
good,
everything in. Yeah, I got you. You trying to hit every little wicket and block that you're trying to fit everything in. You're trying to juggle everything. You're trying to multitask. Hey, I need to get this done, but my kids got this event going. My wife need me to do this, and you trying to get it all done because you're Superman. You everything to everybody, and you feel like you have to be that person to each individual that you're dealing with, and your stuff seem to slide farther and farther back. And then you like, okay, I only got an hour to do this, but an hour and 1 minute before it's due, that's when you start on it because you know you can get it done in an hour.
right, 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 right. Right. That's in one capacity. Yeah, and I think the the confidence level is sometimes you need to take time and just think about what you're trying to do and why you're trying to do it, and and what you need to prioritize. Uh,
Hmm.
and I think that's I thought about that today and say, hmm, and even attire and health. And you say, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get this 1 year,
Hmm.
2 years, and then you realize you're at the same spot. Because what's your incentive? What's your initiative? Well, living should be one.
Hmm.
Yeah, living should be one. But if you're still living, you're existing, and you're not optimal until you get sick or something. Things that makes you take true inventory and say, hmm, I could do better. Why?
Uh,
Because
I,
I do better. I do better. I can feel better. I can be better. I can move quicker, move faster.
I, I experienced being very sick a year ago, not really knowing if I'm gonna live or die, and it really changed my perspective on a lot of things, life in general, what's really important.
Hmm.
And that reflection on that time in my life that I reflect on, um, it changed me. It changed me. I would say for the better, as in priorities. What's really important. Providing for my family is important, but is providing for my family so important that I continue to work while I'm sick, and then I take myself out the game, like permanently. I delete myself because I didn't work myself
Right.
literally to death, and now I'm not I'm not able to take care of my family because I'm not around to. And it just being sick and prioritizing things really made me realize that I don't have to work myself to death to take care of my family because it's not really, providing for them is important, but what, but the most important part is the time and the love, the quality time that I spend with them, you know, and and as a man, some of the self battle becomes when you're used to being able to do this and that for them, but now you can't do it like you used to. You have to battle with, hey, am I really providing for them? But then you have to get away from the material aspect of that, saying, hold on, I'm still providing. I just don't have it in abundance like I usually, and I can be like, oh, you need this. Oh, here you go, and you don't even
Right.
think about it. Now you think about these things. I just think different situations, put you in a different mindset, and it's how you react, how you go about taking care of them things. And I think, you know, that, you know, it took me some things to get the confidence to get to where I'm at, where like, hey, it's okay because you know what? Yeah, I don't have the income that I had, but I'm still able to provide.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the importance of the and something that the other part that's important is that now my health is better because I'm able to take care of myself. I take the time to take care of myself other than worrying about providing and
The
doing it in a
excess.
way that a danger to myself. I'm not taking care of myself. You know
Right.
what I mean? So um, it took a whole like reset. It took me
Mm.
almost dying to reset to realize that hey, that's not life. You know what I mean? That's really not it. And resetting and going through the process, it was a downer thing because I went from being like Superman to my sickness was my kryptonite that I couldn't and I had to ask for help because I was too sick to take care of myself and do things for myself. And it took some time to get back up. And as I got better and I'm able to do things, my confidence started to come back. But now my confidence is at a whole new level. It's in a different spot because it's not about my money anymore. It's about my time. And I
Right.
think that's just a thing of for me of maturity, because when you have confidence, you trust in something, you believe in that thing, you believe you can accomplish it, and I just really feel like, hey, I hit a reset button, and it's a different level of confidence because now things that would have bothered me in the past don't bother me now in the present, and I don't think it'll be like that in the future. I was listening to your introduction, and when you were talking about people blaming their parents for things um, that's going on and why they are like this, and other than taking accountability and responsibility of you're in control of your own life when it becomes a certain level of you know yeah, you can say, "Hey, I didn't have the best support system, or my parents this and that," um, and and all of this, but all of it is not all of them. I know, now I don't want somebody to take me wrong because that can affect you depending on how bad it is. But it comes a point
Right.
as you grow and you become a adult that you're responsible for your own actions, and you have to take control of saying, okay, how do I want to live? What do I want? How do I accomplish these things? How do I get these things in life that I want? And I'm talking about the legal way here, not
Right.
nothing crazy. How do I go about this? And a lot of that comes with sacrifices. What am I willing
Right.
to sacrifice? Am I willing if I want to if I know I want to get a certification or go to college or something, and I know it's expensive, and I really can't afford it. What things do I give up or I sacrifice so I can be able to afford to pay for this certification? It might cost me a couple of $1,000s to get this certification, to spend time in school to get this certification. Am I willing to sacrifice, hey, that new pair of Jordans that's coming out, or these clothes, or whatever? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know how people be like, oh, you don't want to give up something, but are you willing to sacrifice them things um, now so you can definitely afford them things and more, and have a better quality of life? Because you sacrifice now, you got your certification or you got your education, and now you're able to go into whatever occupation that you want to go into, that allows you to have a better quality of life because you bringing in more money.
Right.
So um so I was just thinking about that. It's a mindset thing. It comes to your mind is, and I think it's also a God thing. It's like, when you introduce to the Holy Spirit, and spirit and the Spirit of God talk to you and talk to your spirit, how it transform you. It's not an overnight thing. It's not like you get saved today and all of a sudden you speaking in tongues and you doing all this and you
Right.
performing these miracles. Your life don't change instantly. Your spirit changes instantly. So it's that turn. It's that confidence in the Spirit of God that cause you to do better. It's what it's you believing in Him and having that relationship with Him that cause you to be to become that doer of the word and not just that person that hears the word. It's like as you get better, a lot of things of this world, well, as your relationship, as you grow and get closer, a lot of things in this world don't even matter because you start chasing after Him. And when you chase after Him, all other things come to you because now you're chasing after Him. You focus on Him and being like, okay, God, you know um, I want to do this. He's going to provide you with a plan. he's
Right.
going to he's going to lead you, and you tend to concentrate and you get it, and now you're a success. But you had to give up something. You had to
Yep.
sacrifice something, you know to get to where you want to be. You went to college. Renee went to college. I think, didn't y'all go to college together?
No, not at the
No.
same time.
Not at the same time, but it was a sacrifice, right? The
Yeah.
money
Right.
that our parents had to pay, um, your time, being away from home, you're cramming for these tests and writing these essay papers.
You're paying for these tests.
Oh, is he frozen?
Yeah.
No, he's frozen.
Yeah. Yeah. He frozen. He probably gonna pop back on. Hey, but so what's your? I had something to say after that, but I want you to get your take on. He'll pop back on confidence.
Yeah, I think if you think about it, confidence is a type of faith.
Is it what?
It's a type of faith.
Okay.
You back, Tito? You you
Yeah.
you froze, and then you were gone. I don't think you can hear a shit.
Yeah. He back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm,
Go ahead,
I'm
Renee.
back.
Go ahead, Renee.
Um, yeah, if you think about confidence is like a form of faith.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of what you put it in. If you're self confident, then your faith is in yourself, you know? Uh, and depending on what you put your faith in, right, your confidence can be very good thing. So in the case of David, his confidence was in the Lord God of Israel, and he was able to beat Goliath, which changed his life forever, you know? Um, but you can also be confident in something and realize it doesn't have the strength to hold you up, you know? You can be, like the people who put their confidence in the stock market and then lose all their savings or their investment, you know? So I think it's just a matter of confidence can be good, it can be bad. Perhaps just a matter of what you put your confidence in and how you apply it.
So
It's
Now,
supposed. It's
you
supposed
know,
to. Your
so
confidence. Go ahead.
do you? I think confidence have to be built. You know what I mean? Because I mean, we can use like how you was talking about David slewing Goliath, but it was a lot of things he did as a shepherd that kind of let him know. that he had confidence that let him know that, hey, Goliath, that he might be able to take out Goliath. I know he had God, that's the number one thing. But there's certain things that what you call it, because we can know something, we can know how to do something, and we've been doing it the whole time. But when it comes to like say you got to perform it in front of everyone, like say I pray every day, right? But say now I got to go lead the prayer in front of the church. That's a different thing. If I'm used to praying, but I'm not used to praying in front of the church and everybody else. So that same confidence I might have in my prayer closet at my house, I may not have it when I go in front of everybody because something has changed. But the more and more I pray in front of everybody else, because I know I can pray, but I'm not just used to praying in front of everybody else. So the more and more I pray in front of everybody else, the more confidence I get in that area. It's just like I know my multiplications and I can do different forms of math. Um, but if you ask me 10,000 questions to work out this equation, I might not be able to do it on the fly. And I say something wrong, you can look at me and I can lose confidence, even though I know how to do it.
Mm.
Mhm. Before we get too far, I'm gonna address what Keto you said about taking care of yourself and trying to take care of your family, trying to be the everything to everybody for the most
Hmm.
part. Because there's a certain pride in being the everything to everybody as well.
Hmm.
Uh, and especially been doing it. But you can be the everything to everybody and then forget about yourself. Until
Hmm.
your body reminds you you're not everything to everybody. And
Hmm.
in case in point, I used to say this. I used to come in the house and say, "Oh well, let me put my hammer up." Are you familiar with the fable of John Henry?
I know who John Henry is. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, the story went like the business of the town was the railroad. So everybody's on the railroad,
Will
and
Fable was competing against a train.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and they came in, and the guy said, "Listen, y'all, we got something that's gonna beat every man in here. You don't need all that labor." And everybody, that was their livelihood, and they bring this new mechanic, the machinery in, and John said, "Listen, I tell you what," he said, "I'll beat this machine. And if I beat this machine, y'all leave. Everybody still have their job." Everybody said, "Bet." And so John Henry was going, tooth and nail, whack out, whack out, whack out. The machine, chucking, chucking, pop, pop, hitting the spike. The machine's chucking, chucking, and just hitting the spikes. And then John Henry right behind them, like neck and neck, pow, pow, pow. Oh, you saw him glistening. He just pow, pow. And John Henry just went overdrive. And John Henry, the machine overheated. John Henry beat the machine, and he won. The machine broke down. John Henry won. He's a champion for the city. Yes, John, you did it. John, you did it. Let's make a song about John. John got a song made about him. They sung his praises and such and all that. As soon as John got finished, he died. But they wrote a song about him. He did all that. He got all the praise, all the accolades, all the attaboys. But when he got through working for everybody else, he forgot about himself. He died, and all was left was a song about his life when he could have just lived his life. But he was doing so much for everybody else, he forgot about himself. So I used to come in the house and say, "Listen," I said, "I feel like John Henry. I'm doing everything." I said, "Y'all gonna write a song about me?" It's, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You write a song about me? Wife couldn't stand it because I was doing a lot of stuff. And as a man of the house, you feel good about getting stuff done and take care of business and such. However, you feel good until you don't. You always feel good until you don't. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you don't, your body break down. And then if there's nobody, if nobody's there for you, just imagine, Tito, if you was doing all you did and then your body break down and nobody take care of you. They take all your actions for granted. It's like a sense of entitlement. You're supposed to do this. And when you couldn't do it, what's wrong with you? He said, and then when you get back well, you have different perspective altogether.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, no. You do this? No, I'm good. No. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it'd have been destroyed you. It will destroy
Yeah.
you emotionally because you like I done did all of this for you, and the time I need you, you cannot be
Yeah.
there for me. Yeah, that would destroy you.
Yeah. You like,
You know, I,
yeah.
I'm just blessed my family was there for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll think that all the stuff that you're doing that when it come down to uh you have to rely on them and you will hope. And then I did the video, keep hope alive, but please don't invest a lot of expectations. The expectations they mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad. It's sad as it may seem that sometimes you have to. Somebody said when a person tells you who they are over and over again, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
hate them, and don't hate them, and don't retaliate, and don't be spiteful, don't be resentful, and don't be bitter about it. But know who they are. And like I told Renee the other night, I have everybody, well, my kids learning uh, 1 Corinthians 13:7 about the love scripture, and did a video on that too. And I learned a lot about that scripture as well. And I'm still, as more recited, more it makes it more sense. It's very relevant. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it does not envy. Does not dishonor others. It's not. No, it's not boast. It's not. It's not proud. It's not self-seeking.
Mm-hmm.
Does dishonor others. Not easily angry. Angered. Does not keep record of wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
And the easy anger is a lot of people say, well, not anger to the point where you're going to slash somebody's tires. Because anger doesn't just start like that. It first it starts like a little fire and
Mm-hmm.
it builds up. But
Yes.
just suppose if you can catch the fire and pull back, and that's love. You catch the fire and say, okay, I'm not going to even give it that room. And see, that's what I work with. uh, like, don't keep record wrongs. Well, see, maybe did this. No, no, can't do that. That's not doing the love. But then the end says delight uh, does not delight in evil, but it rejoices in truth. But this is the biggest part to me, like I said before, that I really never took heed to it because this part of love has the agape part of love has nothing to do with feelings. It overcomes feelings. I mean, love always protects, irregardless of how the person is made to feel. I'm still gonna
Mm-hmm.
protect. It
Yeah.
always hopes, always trusts. Now, people get that confused. I trust in love, which I trust in God.
Mm-hmm.
It's trust and hope relies with Him, not them.
Right.
And people say, "Well, I hope that I trust." No, 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 because people will let you down, but God never will. Uh, and then love always perseveres, fights beyond the emotional damage that may be spewed in your situation. the external stuff that may come your way, you're the love says that we can overcome that. We can get to the goalpost, regardless of the linebackers and the safeties that's trying to keep us at bay. We can get there. Why? Because it's worth it. And it's a command. He said, "Well, I can't do it. I can't do it." Well, God said it's a command, so why can't you do it? Well, he. Oh, so God don't understand. No, He gives you an instruction. He gives you how to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, it's a reminder of what's not being done. I even told my kids to listen. I need you to be coherent, cognizant of if you are acting in love in the classroom, to authorities, to your friends, were you patient, was you kind? I mean, were you all about me? Was you envy? Or were you jealous of somebody else's stuff? Man, you got the best kicks out of those. Or was were you self-seeking? It's all about
Mm-hmm.
my shine. I mean, did somebody easily anger you? Or you say, remember you did this last week? You keep record wrong. Remember, it don't rejoice in evil. It rejoices in truth. It's a practical application if you keep it in the back of your head. So when you feel a certain type of way, say, okay, Lord, I'm working on not being easy anger, but this person really pissed me off. Because you working it. You try to work it. Being cognizant that you don't do it. You need God to actually do to love the way He wants you to love. But if you got it, like I told Renee the other night, I said, but if you hide the word within your heart, so therefore when situations happen, then you can be prompted. It can pull it up. You can be prompted. Now you may not always listen to it, but you should, but you still hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. So I mean, I think, and that's work within itself, and that's
I,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I understand everything you said. Yeah, sometimes you don't exercise it, but you may not at that time. You may not have exercises to in the best way.
Right.
But when you really are trying to live it, you reflect on that and you think about what you could have did better, and you tend to repent when it really hits you. You repent, and
Right.
and it causes you to next time in that situation. It don't have to be with the same person, but something near that's close to it. It causes you to go about it the better way. So I feel like you're operating in love at that point. That a lot of that comes with your relationship with God, because the Spirit convicts you. If that Spirit don't convict you, you're not gonna change and do better. You know what I mean? You have to believe. You have to believe them words, them
Right.
scriptures that comes out of that that Bible, and in believing it, you attempt to do it. Not
Right.
saying you always gonna get it perfect, but you attempt to do it. And when you fall short of that, which you're trying to do it, and you recognize you fell short, you try to correct that by doing it better. Sometimes that takes you going to your brother or your sister and you apologizing.
Mm. So
That's how it should be. If you what you call, it's just like this. You with our spouse, we can say, you got active listening, you got just listening,
right,
you got effective communication, and
and
you
in
have,
effect,
yeah, and ineffective communication, right? And the truth of the matter is, if you're trying to communicate effectively, you're gonna try to make sure that that person understand what you're saying,
exactly.
and and you understand what they are saying. So you would ask more questions, and you would try to get the details to make sure that, and you sometimes you even repeat it and say, it's this is what you're trying to explain, because at the end of the day, it's that understanding. that helps, because if you really want your relationship to work, you got to communicate effectively, and I don't want to bash women or anything like that, but sometimes, unless you really know your spouse, they can say one thing and mean a whole nother, and you kind of like,
What?
and guys, we usually say what we mean and be like, hey, blah blah blah, and we're not trying to be rude, but we're being direct. We're saying what we need to fix this, and women might say something else, but enact in some way, but really mean something else. And that
Right,
just take time and energy of getting to know your spouse and be like, hold on now, let's what you call it. Let's talk about this. You said this. When you said this, what do you mean?
right.
You know what I mean? And you have to really like dig into it. You can't be like,
So you're
oh,
getting get while you're getting get an understanding. Right,
right,
everybody's
right,
different.
right, right. And when you, and since it's a confidence thing, what does that do when you get that understanding? It builds confidence in your relationship.
Right,
It builds confidence in your communication. You can say, you know what, we can talk and get a true understanding, for we can have an understanding, so when problems arise, we can douse that flame out. When the smoke start to come, before it even become a fire, we can put it out, because we both seek understanding, be like, oh, this is what's going on, and that's what you're thinking. Now I know my part in this, how I added fuel to that fire, because I didn't understand,
mm,
and you didn't understand me on to a certain level, to a certain extent. So, but when we get that understanding, we realize that it started smoking because we both misunderstood what each other was saying, other than understanding, because the words, you didn't understand. You really, the words were said, but you didn't understand how I felt about it when I was saying these words, and what
right,
drove the words to come out.
right. The onus on effective communication is on the sender.
Hmm.
If I want it, look at it this way. If I am talking to you and I want to hear good music,
Hmm.
I have to adjust the knob to the frequency that gives me good music. So if
Hmm.
I'm adjusting the knob and it's all static, it's on me to keep on adjusting it till I get the right frequency. That makes sense?
Yeah, and because I need to know what frequency it is,
Right.
and to know what you consider good music. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And see, it's good to me. See, it's
Yeah.
good to me. Now the
Right.
radio,
Right.
the radio's just playing what's up, have is adjusted. So you got to say, okay, no, that's wrong. I want the hard rock. No, I want
Uh-huh.
the country. No,
Uh-huh.
all smooth jazz. Or that's the tone I want to hear. That's the sound. So you have to adjust it. So therefore, you have to adjust your your communication style, how you address that person, because you try to get something for you. So you
Hmm.
can't say, "Well, I'm telling you the truth." No, maybe you have to say, "Well, sweetheart, you know, you look nice today. I was just thinking, how's everything going to work? It's going good. Yeah, yeah. I was I was thinking, the kitchen could be more clean. You stick it in there like the sandwich, but you have,
Hmm.
but actually that may not work. What you talking about? Okay, so therefore you have to adjust again
Hmm.
because you want her to hear you, so you can get good music. Because she don't hear you, all you'll get is noise,
Right.
is, is noise, and that's work to get the right frequency. Everybody's different.
Hmm.
Everybody's different. You talk too loud. You talk too soft. Well, I understand you talking too fast. Lord, what cadence you want?
Yeah.
Let me just Google Translate.
You know what? And that part of trying
Google
to
Google Translate wife.
and the part when you go back to the scripture of not keeping track. around that.
Yeah,
That right that's a hard thing because sometimes the communication gets strained because something that's coming up that happened.
right.
You know what I mean? And you like up, you cut it off. Like I stopped listening, I stopped communicating, but because I'm hurting. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, nicely
Oh,
you to join us, Renee.
yeah, yeah. What's your take on? Oh, you got the fan, the AC on again?
No, I'm
It,
walking.
oh,
Phone overheated. I had to like go get a chiller from the refrigerator.
The phone overheated.
Yeah, I think this it happens a lot with this particular app. The phone will get real hot. Um, and this time it just got so hot. It turned the apps off. So I had to cool down. But I had the
oh,
phone on the chiller now.
Oh. What kind of phone do you have, may I ask?
Samsung.
Uh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Mine does that too.
Uh,
But
yeah,
not. But it does it in the car.
yeah, it has to be. Yeah, mine's if I leave it in the car and it's
It
hundred
gets
and
hot.
some degrees,
Yeah,
yeah, it get hot
but
and shut down. But I never had it where
in the house. No, not in the house.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it kind of, but
Go ahead.
yeah, a number like some of the things you were like what you were talking about earlier. Like what Tito said. Yeah, uh, going back to that. Um, sometimes it's all good until it's not good, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think one thing that's happened in our culture now is that for many ages, for a long time, men found value, right, and being able to provide and protect for their families, right,
Right.
and provide and
Mm-hmm.
protect for women. But now, um, more and more women. I mean, you guys are the blessed ones. You're already in there, But more and more women are like, well, we don't really need men for that anymore. So now you have a large section of men that are kind of checking out and giving up on all that uh, because they can't find value in it anymore. And this is happening in a number of different countries. But that's the proof. It was good until it wasn't good. See, men were always, from inception, we were always supposed to get value and purpose from God. And then he
Mm-hmm.
can use things like family, career, right? So sometimes you don't know you have a false God until God level of pressure is on your false God. And then you realize, oh, this is a false God. It doesn't work. So once again, what's the topic? Confidence. Sometimes we put confidence in things, but we don't know how strong it is until it's tested. And
Right.
then when it's tested, even like in yourself, I grew up in New York City, and, and we had those people like, yo, I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you, you know what it is, blah blah blah. Then they come up against the wrong person, you know, and then everyone realizes, oh, dude, you weren't as bad as you thought you were, you got you got it handed to you. So I
Right.
think, yeah, kind of what you were saying earlier, confidence. It's important to have confidence in the right thing, right? So now, yeah, for centuries, we found purpose in women, taking care of them and
Mm.
doing for them, winning them over.
Right.
Now there's a lot of women like, well, in all truth, we really don't need you.
I got a job.
Yeah, it was good, but now we got our own house, own car, and we got a whole bunch of men that are angry, they're upset, and they feel lost. Well, that was because you were never supposed to put faith and confidence in that. And like you said earlier, when you don't put faith and confidence in the wrong thing, then you don't have expectations, so it can't disappoint you. You know? But what happens sometimes is you have confidence in it. So I've been doing all of this. I at least thought you'd be grateful,
Yeah.
you know? But then you realize the person's like, the reason why they don't ever say thank you, because in their mind, they're like, well, you're supposed to do this. Why I need to say thank you for it? Well,
Yeah.
that's not really how God sees things. You should always be grateful. Yeah, even if you thought I was supposed to do it, I had the option to not do it. So the
Right.
fact that I chose it, you can at least be grateful. But you know, so yeah, confidence. I think it's essential to have confidence in the right thing. And then when you have, so I feel like when you have God in His right place in your life, then everything else it has the you have the right perspective. It's kind of like what you always say. Is it you that say? Yeah, you always say, "I don't have any expectations from you, so you can't disappoint me."
Mm-hmm.
So when you do just put, well, thank you. But when you don't, okay, you just being your normal
You.
human self.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. You keep hope alive because
You
God
know,
can move. But
it,
you keep hope alive. But please don't invest. And you still invest a little in expectation, but don't invest a lot. The more expectation you invest in, the more disappointment and mad you're gonna be.
well, one thing when I was going through what I was going through, sickness,
Stick each other in.
yeah, for myself, I think the one of the challenges that I had to face was to allow someone to help me for
Mm,
you know what I mean? Because I'm the type, like, I get it done, and even if I had to do it myself, I'm gonna get it done. I'm
right.
not gonna rely on anybody to do it for me. I'm a what you call it. If you say you're gonna help, I say okay, and if we say we're gonna do it at this time, and if you're not there, guess what? I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and call you and say, "Hey, dude, where you at? I thought you was on your way." I'm I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do it. But when I got sick, I couldn't do it. And
But that's
for
very
me,
humbling.
that was very humbling. Now I got to be like, hey, can you? And I gotta wait for someone to do it for me. Now that was a very humbling and different experience for me. And 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 I think for me is that I have to I have to give people that opportunity. I have to trust. I think that's what I got from that. I have to trust because you know who will and who won't at the end
Right.
of the day. So, and it just show you things that, hey, I have to trust this person in that in with their capabilities, and I have to accept the way they go about it because it may not be done my way, but I have to accept that way because it's getting accomplished.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
So why
and that's what
criticize?
yeah. So I had to them things I learned and being getting humble was definitely the main objective and the main thing that I learned through everything that I've been through. Um, and I thank God for that humbleness, because it helps keep me connected and realize and know where my source is at, where my stuff come from, what is the source of my life. Some people would, say, hey, you know what, you talk about God and you talk about your relationship and you saved, you born again and all of this, but you going through this and that, and I may be saved, but that doesn't mean that things that happen in this world is not gonna come up against me. But it's I how I apply that word to my life in these situations. And the more I apply that word to my life in these, and I live through these situations, I get through these situations, my faith is built up even better, even higher, and I'm more confidence in my relationship with God Almighty. And things always turn out better than what I could have did or planned as a man. I believe that, that that God, things happen. He give you the ability to escape these things, and he it's just like it's our trust of free will. I can choose to do the right thing. I can choose to do the wrong thing. That's on me.
Right.
But if I choose to do the right thing and it seemed like it's wrong at that time because the pressure is better at the end. But if I do the wrong thing, now I'm going through. It seemed like everything all right, but when it do come down to it and it caught out and it get called out, I did the wrong thing. Once that balloon pop, it's over with. But if I always stood the ground and did the right thing all the way through, I might feel a little pressure. But at the end, when it found out to be the truth and that it's the right thing, it's smooth selling, and it made me. My integrity is still in place. What I believe in is still in place. I'm still being a doer of that word. I'm still living as God has commanded me to live to the best of my ability.
Right.
Mm,
What's your take,
mm.
Renee?
Yeah, it takes humility to depend on anyone, even God.
Yeah.
It takes humility because without humility, like I said, confidence in ourselves, the tendency is, like you said, to say, "Hey, I got this. I got it." You know,
Until you don't.
so
Mm-hmm.
you have to humble yourself there and say, and I think that's why prayer is important. I think prayer is kind of like a consistent way that we're saying, God, I know that I need you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm humbling myself. I know that many people don't pray. Why? Because they have confidence. Well, that doesn't matter. I don't need that. You know, I can have my faith in other things. But prayer is like a form of submitting, saying, you know what, I acknowledge, God, that you're here, uh, and asking, yes, like I need you. So yeah, I agree. Um, there's good confidence, and then there's bad confidence, and a lot of this has to do with what you have confidence in and what's the end result.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a example of bad confidence, narcissistic point of view. They believe they're right about everything,
Yeah.
irregardless of the facts.
Yeah.
Really feel
Yeah.
right. So everything's based on limbic system, based on how you feel. So not based on facts, but how you feel. So it got to be right because how you feel. That's incorrect. But they're confident that they're right based on how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Children pretty much learn from the limbic system, which is determining things how they feel. When you get older, you should learn how to decipher. We know the opposite sex generally pre-engineered to feel a lot more, but you still have to need that decipher what's wrong and what's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Because we can't make life changing decision off a feeling alone.
Right.
I think a lot of people, children included, like you said, and it's even adults. I'm learning it now that you actually can control your emotions and not let them control you. You can't control your feelings and not let them control you. But that's a lesson that's not very intuitive sometimes. I feel
Right.
this way. I feel how I feel. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
now I'm learning that no, you can actually.
Control your
You
emotions.
don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to like submit to it. If you get up. Like I have my personal belief. I haven't done scientific research, but I believe a lot of times how you feel in the morning. You know, how they say people get up on the wrong side of the bed. That it sometimes has to do with what you dreamt, like your dreams. So everyone dreams, we know that, but you don't always remember your dream. But I still
Right.
think it can affect how you feel. So sometimes you wake up feeling good, sometimes you wake up feeling crappy, but you have the ability to say, "Well, I'm just not going to submit to." I woke up on the wrong side, so I'm just going to feel bad. Now you actually can, and I'm not saying it's easy, um, but You can dominate your feelings and not necessarily be dominated by your feelings. But I think
Hmm.
that's a lesson that it's not always intuitive because our feelings are so strong and such a big part of our lives. It's hard to imagine not, hey, I feel this way. I feel how I feel. So you got to respect my feelings. I feel how, yeah, but
You got
your
yeah.
feelings don't always mean facts.
Well, see,
Your feelings don't make facts.
I
Mhm.
think when it comes to when you become mature, I it's you have your feelings, but you realize that your feelings don't matter to some, and your feelings are not that important to some. It's like as you go out into the world, if just because you had a bad day, a bad dream, and you get up on the so-called wrong side of the bed, don't give you the right to go into your place of employment and give everybody attitude. That's your feelings. But
Right.
a mature person be like, yeah, I might have got up on the wrong side of the bed, but I can't project what I feel on everybody else.
And right. And I think that now and also because you know the origin of your feelings. You know where they come from, right? Anybody?
No,
But
you the
your
Re-
doctor.
soul,
I'm the
No,
patient.
no. Renee?
feelings, I
Yes.
don't know, your soul, your heart.
No.
No.
They come from your thoughts.
Hmm.
Um,
The manifestation of the feeling of the thought is in your feeling. That's why I say I'm dealing with confidence.
Hmm.
Confidence determines behavior. The behavior will manifest itself physically. So I need to pay attention to my body, how my body, how I'm feeling is affect in my behavior,
Hmm.
which it comes from my mindset, which is
Hmm.
my thoughts.
Hmm.
Case in point, scripture. It said, cast down every imagination and every high thing that exalts itself into the knowledge of God. Bring into captivity every thought into the obedience of Christ. The issue is a lot of people are not in control of our thought life because their thoughts go rampant and then they create, they build, in a nest, eggs. I mean, they build. You know, every thought is not ours to keep. So when a
Hmm.
thought comes, it's a negative thought that's not pure, lovely, honest, good rapport. Is there no praise in it? Why are we thinking on it? Because the thing is that, Lord, how should I think? You should think of things as good, that's pure, that's lovely, that's honest, that of good rapport. And if there any virtue, any praise, think on these things. However, all these other thoughts that don't have that principle, we allow to come in eye, not just visit, but to lay rest on our mind and set on our brain. Mind set. And so therefore we walk around with a mindset because we allow the thoughts to reside, then we start walking in that. So that's why I beseech you, brother, by renew, yeah, beseech you, brother, by the renewing of your mind. That's I know by the renewing of your mind, and that's by the biggest thing is to renew your mind. How do you renew your mind? By renewing your thoughts, and um, and so that's why you wake up feeling a certain type of way, but you don't have to feel that way. You can change that thought. You can change that feeling. Now, a lot of times, if you move, that's emotions. Uh, emotions in movement. Your feelings are in movement. That's emotions, and so that kind of helps you. That endorphins. When you move, that affects the chemical makeup of your endorphins. The oxygen flows, and the chemistry affects how you feel as well. You got dopamine, your endorphins, your serotonin, and your oxytocin. and all these different chemicals that actually affect how we feel. However, these also are ignited by thoughts. Thoughts connecting with relationships. Oxytocin is thoughts connecting with uh, a loved one, because that's the love chemical. Uh, Serotonin is a different one. Then you got dopamine based on doing something good. Oxytocin, oxytocin based on no, endorphins is based on exercise, but these are chemicals. So I went all around the bush to say that the feelings. If you can check your thoughts, you can check your life, but that's not easily done. You know, that you can check your thought life, you can check your life, because you think. So you think about what I'm thinking about, and that's why I said that in my life, I said I realized it's a lack of confidence which comes out of procrastination, and may at times sometimes to some people may look lazy. I'm not saying that you sound lazy, but I'm saying I realize maybe a hesitancy to do certain things, even though I may have the credentials and have the knowledge set. Is well, so I don't do it because of lack of confidence. I used to set up a religious based conventions, and one of my first convention, I got affirmation from it was the elder of the church, Elder John Bransfield. I told him, listen, man, I'm thinking about doing this convention in San Diego, National Baptist Convention. And I set stuff up, had some artwork sent there. I worked out, we had an airplane ticket, had a buddy pass. And then I actually arranged, got me a place to stay as well. This is my first big convention going to San Diego. And this week he told me at that probably 23, he said, shoot, man, go for it. It's experience. Go for it. You expect people to kind of knock you down from the adventure. But you, man, yeah, I think you do good. Go on for it, man. Go on. What can you lose? And it's an adventure. I think it was an adventure, but that meant a lot. That's the affirmation from a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, yeah, a father figure, it kind of made me feel that I can do it, and it helped my confidence.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of stuff goes back to I look at my past, certain things I didn't get. And not because my father did wrong, because he just didn't know how to do right in certain specific situations. But the stuff he did right, he did right. The stuff he did wrong, he just didn't know how.
I think we all can speak to that to a certain extent. Even as parents today,
Right.
we don't get it all right when it comes to our kids, and take some of we take up well a lot of what we learn from our parents into how we raise our kids, and then the stuff we didn't like, we take a lot of that out and we put in some of our stuff, and it still ain't right, you
He-
know. And I just, you know, I think, it takes us as adults to be able to call our own bluff and say, you know what, I'm not the best in this situation, but you know what,
right.
I'm gonna give my best, the best that I know how. That's what counts.
Right.
That's, because that's why you able to say, hey, my dad gave me what he could give me. The stuff he did do right, he did it right because he did invest. He did
Right.
his best. If he didn't do nothing at all, then that was a problem. But he
Right.
did give you what he had. And I think, even as us as parents, we're a little bit more educated than our parents, because I'm not gonna say, I always feel like generations should get better as you go along. Everybody should be, better. We're a little wiser. We got our own little things going. But the wisdom that they taught us, we tend to revert back to it. Even if we did even if we didn't understand it at that time, sometimes it hits you right in the face, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's why my daddy said that, because something happened."
Right, right,
And
right,
you might
right,
not have understood why he was saying that to you and why he did what he did. But when
right,
it happened to you, you're like, wow, that's a
right.
very eye-opening experience.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I said, well, I'm 54, and I was like, man, is it confidence the thing? I got a lot of accolades behind my name, but am I really moving to the point? Is my confidence moving me, or is my lack of confidence not moving me fast enough? And maybe only at a certain type of time. The candle's not a full steam no more. It's like Thanos is in game, so therefore, you said you have to look at, is it fitting your purpose, or is it taking time away from it? So, are you confident that you can do it? And the thing is, when you see yourself doing it, other people say when you in that frame, you do it. And he's like, uh, it's like still not confident enough to just take full throttle. But like I said, I say this more so for individuals trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. Embrace your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, squeeze all the juice out that orange. But it gets a certain time that when you embrace that passion at an older age, I think you need to be more deliberate about the orange you squeeze. You can't just go get this, get that. No, you can't just start grabbing stuff. You need more deliberate because you may be squeezing stuff and not being cognitive or thoughtful about or deliberate, so to speak. When you're young, you don't know. When you're younger, you don't know what to be deliberate about. So you
Mm-hmm.
grab, but you grab. That's why I think it's good to make a whole bunch of mistakes so you can learn from it. But when you get like 50, yeah, you have the luxury to make to keep on squeezing everybody oranges.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you got to dissect that bad for. Yeah, this the one. Yeah,
Y-
this the one. I
I
mean,
think, for me, I think by the time you 25, I feel like
that's
you should be working on, like, really getting it together where you want to be in life. I mean, 25 at the latest. That's what I'm saying. Because before you know it, you're 30, then you're 35, then you're 40, you're 45, then you're 50, then you're 55, then you're 60, and you're like, hold on, I'm behind here.
yeah.
You
At
you you,
25,
you
the 25 still is a yeah. I think I was 22. I said, man, I'm behind. They just say you ain't behind. However, I'm 25. I'm still looking. 25. I'm still searching.
hmm
I'm still doing stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out. I
hmm
don't. But I think that the thing is to keep on. Don't be complacent at what you don't have until
right,
you get what
right.
you're looking for. And I think 25. Yeah, you on point if you got everything straight to 25. You on
Well,
point
I don't necessarily mean it'd be good to have everything straight, but I think you should be more focused of where you're going. You know
versus
what I mean?
19.
Right, right. Because on the average, by the time you're 25, you only a couple of years out of college. You only a couple. If Are you only a couple of years out of trade school? Are you only a
Right.
couple of years out of school? Period. So I think you should be working on your direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
direction of where you want to go, you should be more focused. You can't be like that 19-year-old at 25 because it's gonna take you to 30 to start focusing that with focusing being focused where you should have been focused at 25. Now now when you 35, you only where you should have been at 30. You know what I mean? Because you now you're behind and time work wait for no one.
no
You
man.
know, so with that being said, we I just really feel like that 25 we kind of need to be like, okay, we need to start focusing. What are we going to be serious about? Because at some point you don't want to look up and you keep procrastinating and you looking back and you talking about, well, I'm gonna do it next year, and then now you 55, 60 years old and you wondering
Yeah,
why your peer got this at how it's much more accomplished, than you are, because at some point they had to buckle down and say, this is what I'm gonna do with my life. This is me getting it together. This is where I'm gonna sacrifice, and this is what I'm doing. It's like investing. It's like investing some of your money. If you're
right.
working for a company and you have a 401k, right?
Mhm.
Say that company is willing to match you, but you worried about, I need to pay this. You worried about the amount of money that you getting out the taxes and the bills you got to pay, not even thinking about, hold on, if you're gonna match me, that's free money. What am I gonna do with the money? We make all the excuses. We need our money uh, at times, and and I'm just using this for example. Like, say if if I get paid every week in my 401k, depending on whatever, I'm just using a rough number. Hey, it takes $25 out of my paycheck, right? Every
Right,
week. That's $100 a month. I'm making every excuse not to want to invest that $100 a month, which you're gonna match me and say, different companies have different what they max. Some might max you at a maximum of 3.5, 3.5%, and then after that, it's 50% of matching anything above that. All right. So say they gonna match you. You make every excuse not to invest that $25 a week because you need your $25 a week. You need that $25 in your paycheck. But the truth of the matter, that $25 that you got in your paycheck, you wasting it. You can't even explain. You can go to McDonald's or you can go to a movie and you spend that $25 and didn't even think about it. But your $25, just hypothetically, could have been $50 because you
right.
got matched. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
comes a point where you got to sacrifice and you got to be like, what's important? See, it's not important to you right then because you're thinking about thinking about, I want my $25 right now. Not thinking that, hey, that 25 times 4 is 100, and if I'm getting matched, that's $200 a month.
right.
That, you know what I mean? I'm getting 100 extra dollars a month because I'm being matched here. And but you only thinking about now. And then fast forward 20, 30 years, huh? The money that you have because you did, you know, because even if you're not with that same company, you can roll your 401k to the next company
Right,
or whatever. Or if you decide to become an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself, you throw it in a Roth or something, right?
right.
But you have money at some point, you invest at some point, you had to mature so you can invest in yourself, and you had to give up something to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you had to
Hmm.
give up your time to go to school. You had to give
Yeah.
up your time to study. Your parents had to sacrifice to help you, to help pay for your education. And some people still took student loans out where they still paying for it,
Right.
you know? So at some point it's a sacrifice. Some point you got to know where you want to be and what you
And
what you plan on doing with yourself. What
And
is
I
your
think
purpose?
right. I think that even if you're not set at 25, you should be on a direction, and the knowledge that you obtain from that step in your role, you should embrace it. Like everything I did, I thought that was it. Oh yes, I sold cars. Yeah, this is it. It
Hmm.
wasn't. I sold satellites. This is it. It wasn't. I sold hair products. Oh, this
You
is it.
sold hair products.
Yep.
I wouldn't use them products. Where your hat?
Right here.
Oh, for the beard. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I sold hair products, and I used to go into the stores, and they said, oh, that sound. I used to go in the store, and they said, oh, the beauty salons, do you use it? I was bald. I said, no,
Hmm.
I do not use it. So I grew my hair back, so I had to deal with that the objection at the beginning. And one lady said, I did this Shriners convention, and she said, do you use it? I said, I'm neither confused or conflicted uh, because I know the glory of God is man, and the glory of man is woman. And for woman, there's no excuse for ugly hair. No excuse for ugly hair. But for me, the woman is my glory, not my hair. She said, and just walked away.
She saw that BS flag come up. That's what it was.
I know. So she's like, I said, I'm not confused or nor conflicted. I realize the hair is not my glory. The woman is. And so I do not use it. I have no intention on. And yeah. So I mean, that's what hair. I saw everything I did. I thought that was it, but I do realize because I thought it was it. I squeezed all I could squeeze out of it. And I always have my backpack and have experience and experience and knowledge set. And it's like it's something else I put in my backpack. So I think if you're 25, you're not doing anything but just working at McDonald's, not trying to get a promotion, become manager, nothing. Because nothing's wrong with working at McDonald's. You got a trajectory to become a store manager. Nothing's wrong with that. But he's like, nah, I still work part time for 5 years at McDonald's. You should be a manager by then.
Hmm.
Um, so
A shift leader, a supervisor,
yeah,
something.
you should be something. Yeah, yeah, you should be
Uh,
something with some type of at that age. I've worked. I knew somebody, the manager. He was 19 years old. He's a manager, but the head manager. But he's a manager. That's big. 'Cause
hmm.
he's fresh out of high school, so he's kind of like the man. And number of kids there, and he's a manager. Did sitting in mama's house, or he's a man.
Hmm.
So yeah, you should have some type of trajectory, doing something, and then you should have a better feel when you get your early 30s because people are merciful when you get a certain age. And you get
Hmm.
in your 20s, you get breaks as a man, but
Hmm.
30, you kind of sort of still a young man. 35, mm, yeah, you're a bum.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
bum. At 20, you're a kid trying to find your way. 25, you're still a kid trying to find your way. 30, oh man, is he ever gonna get it together? 35, you're a bum.
Hmm.
And not it's not about being an engineer, but just being able to take care of yourself. He said, Mom, can you get $5 for bus fare? Yeah. And let's get our last words in, Renee. Hey, what's your statements?
No, hey, keep your eyes on Jesus, and like I said, just keep moving forward, one bite at a time, right? Inch
That's
by
right.
inch.
Inch by inch, yard by yard. Okay. Tito.
Hey, keep your focus on God. I don't want to be the dead horse and piggyback off Renee, but keep your focus on God and ask Him for what's your purpose in life, and let Him have that conversation with Him, so He can reveal and y'all come together, and He be able to let you know your purpose, for you can be on the right track.
Right.
And just know that it takes time, energy, and sacrifice to get anything accomplished. If it came too easy, you might want to think about it.
Right.
But if you got to work for it, it's worth it.
Perfect. Right. Okay. All right, people. Yeah, have a good
You
night.
don't see it, but I have the peace sign up.
We don't see nothing but your emoji or whatever you got in your picture or whatever.
Don't you
Avatar.
don't you
Avatar.
can't you get a picture avatar put up there?
Avatar.
Renee, can you get a picture avatar put up there?
My avatar, my decision.
He answered the question.
Daggone New Yorker. Yankee. You Yankee.
Yeah, brutal. Brutal.
Yeah, I used to get a whole bunch. I used to get a whole bunch of hits, Renee, when you was asleep.
Yeah, because they probably all thought he was Snoop Dogg and
It's
dogging it.
like, man,
Like he was,
Uncle's high up there, boy. He's smoking
yeah,
trees.
yeah.
Well,
They
so
were
you,
calling you.
so you can appreciate my sobriety.
Okay, you call it
Okay.
what you want to call it.
Is hide behind the mountains.
The mountains, God.
Hey, how about you make an avatar of the cup I gave you?
Yeah, he can put a picture of the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I will see if I can. I will see. Try to get that done. I'll
yeah,
try. No promises, but I'll try.
yeah. It'd be cool to have a talking cup right there, Renee.
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna see Wesley Snipes play Blade again.
Oh, they making another play.
Oh yeah, he gonna play it.
I
It
hope
was
it be
really
good.
supposed to be Marshall. The other guy.
Marshall, he pulled out or something like that.
Oh wow.
Well, I think when he got when he did Deadpool, when that sparked a whole bunch of talk. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay. Wow.
Uh,
yeah.
I don't know. Some movies don't need second parts to them, you know, because you expect it to be as good as the first, you know. And then when that expectation is not met, you're like, this sucks.
Nah,
Yeah, that's Blade 3.
yeah, I don't have the expectation like for Coming to America. I didn't have expectation. Beverly Hill Cop. I didn't have expectation. You just want to see him again. It's like people with family.
Yeah.
You just want to see him again.
Did you see Blade 1 and 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that
Now,
third one was totally off.
now I can't recall what happened, but I've seen him. But at least 30 years ago. Yeah. I can't tell you. I can't tell you one scene. That he kicked somebody. He killed somebody. I know that much.
Well, that's like me. I like Silence of the Lamb and
Oh,
all of them.
I can tell you what Silence of the Lamb. I like
Red
those.
Dragon, Red Dragon. But
Oh,
I have to go back and review them to kind of remember some things. All them
that was some
series.
mean writing. The dragon. That was some mean writing. That was some mean writing. It's like oof. You understood why he was jacked up. You
Yeah,
understood.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, people. So, y'all both said what y'all gonna say. Okay. Let me end off. Gotta go to dinner tomorrow. Do I can't see Renee, so I don't know if he's asleep or not. So,
It's not even moving. His little voice that usually he speak, you see the thing flashing. Yep, he done went to sleep. Oh, he
Yeah.
done went out. All right. Well, good night.
Good night. All right. All right. Are you out? Yeah. All right, journeymen, gentlemen, thank you for coming out, either live or the replay. If you found any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others? How? By clicking subscribe, comment, and share it. And please, if you those that came on, uh, please give me a thumbs up down below. Increase the algorithm. It 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 boosts me up because when you do that, you organically help grow with me and build with me so we make it better tomorrow, today. And at the recap on confidence, I walk daily. I walk daily, try to be better. You know, uh, I realize that the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to one who perseveres to the end. And just because you're gifted does not mean you're guaranteed. So I choose today to walk in confidence, even though I realize that my actions have not been been confident. I realize there's some things that have been delaying me from progression is the lack of confidence. My confidence is in Christ, but He gives me a certain level of autonomy or just to push. But I need to push forward. But if I have a weight holding on, it becomes very hard to get momentum. So that's why I do research and reflective, I reflective of things that's holding me back, become the best version of myself. If I'm the best version of myself, I can help a lot more people become better as I become better day by day. So I want everybody to be confident, live confident. And every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never look back. Why? Because life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. It's a hero's journey with Dr. D. We are out. Oh, peace and blessings. And we are